What's up, everyone? It's late right now. It is dark. It's dark outside. I have to get up for work soon, and the amount of time between right now when I'm recording this and when I have to get up for work is simply not enough time to give my body a healthy amount of sleep. But that's the kind of sacrifice that I'm making. Look at what shirt I'm wearing. I like Nelk. There's like a pimple right here. Do you guys see that? Or maybe it's an ingrown hair. I'm not sure what the difference is, but we're rolling with it. Anyways, topic of the video. I like Star Wars a lot, and just like everyone else, I have some dreams about Star Wars. Some dreams that I wish the almighty mouse, Mickey Mouse, Disney, would do. So I have some shows here. I think they're all going to be shows. Yeah, they're all shows. I have some shows here, five of them specifically, five shows that I think Disney should make. Five Star Wars shows that I think Disney should make. I think they would be awesome in literally every way. I mean, I think these would make whoever writes the fucking Wikipedia articles, they would be fucking happy about this one, I can tell you that. So, yeah, let's get right into it. So the very first one is pretty obvious. A Darth Vader miniseries. Not like a full on show, like a season, but like a mini series, like Chernobyl, like 5 episodes or so. This would take place between episode 3 and episode 4, Revenge of the Sith and New Hope. There is so much story to Darth Vader, so many things that he does between those two movies. And I mean, I know people are getting burnt out, and I am too, with Disney just absolutely stroking everything between episode 1 and episode 9 pretty much. Especially, I mean, they have just told almost all stories between episode 3 and 4. I get that, but we still need this. We've got to have, especially like the first episode can be about Vader right after Mustafar, and he goes and he bleeds his kyber crystal, and then just stories. Just make episodes. Each episode, is an hour long, and it's just a story. This would be live action, by the way, just live action. Bring back Hayden Christensen, and just do Darth Vader stories of him being an absolute fucking menace to the galaxy. I think we all want that. And here's the kicker. Here's the thing that separates boys from men on this topic, okay? The kicker, gotta find something to set my mic on so I can use both hands, is Disney, Mouse, ears up, buddy. You've got to make it rated R, mature audiences. If they would make a Darth Vader miniseries with stories that have already been written, like don't fucking go write your own original story. Take the from the Darth Vader comics and turn that into a mature show would be so good. Like they don't have to drop the F word and shit because they don't do that in Star Wars, but just like violently, even if that's not quite mature, but you know what I mean. Scary, violent, make Darth Vader seem like the fucking menace that he is. You know? Does that make sense? Anyways, a Darth Vader miniseries. We all want this. Drop it on Disney Plus. I would fucking oh my god. I would order food and I would watch it on my bed right there. Maybe. Maybe. I have another TV I could watch it on, potentially. Yeah. Darth Vader miniseries. That's not even. Everyone's heard this one before. Let's move on. The next four, by the way, I think are actually pretty original. So hopefully you guys are entertained by that. I just wanted to get the Darth Vader one out of the way, because what the fuck. So the next one is also a show. I think it could go on for multiple seasons. And I'm looking for here. I titled what I'd call the shows for the Vader show. I just called it Vader. For this one, some sort of like underworld. Like call it underworld. What this show would be about it'd be like a crime thriller, like a crime show. It would be like I wrote down here like on the lower levels of Coruscant, especially. Like a Star Wars crime thriller that takes place on the lower levels of Coruscant. If you don't know, if you don't follow too deeply into Star Wars lore outside of the movies, the lower levels of Coruscant, and Coruscant is the main planet in Star Wars. It's the planet. The whole planet is a city. That's where the Jedi Council is. That's where the fucking Republic is before Palpatine gets rid of it. That's where like the all the events of Revenge of the Sith take place, more or less. It's the capital of the Republic. In the under levels of this planet, the lower levels of this city are fucked up. Like fucked up bad. Like there's bad shit going on down there. So, like a crime thriller in the lower levels of Coruscant would be so damn cool. Um, I was trying to relate it to a type of show, and I said it would be a lot like The Wire. If you guys have ever seen The Wire, which is a phenomenal show if you've never seen The Wire, it would be like The Wire, but Star Wars. And if you've seen The Wire and you fucking like Star Wars, I know you're out there, that you right there, fucker. You've seen The Wire, you love Star Wars, you know that this shit would be good. And like, you don't have to include Jedi, you don't have to include the Force, you don't have to include lightsabers, just like something that just takes place with a little bit of sci-fi Star Wars elements. This show would be so fucking good if they like actually wrote it right. You get the guy who wrote Andor and let him write all of these shows. Holy, this would be fucking awesome. But anyways, I titled it Underworld, but that's, I really want a show like that, a really nitty gritty. Again, this would be kind of like a bit of a darker, more intense show. You know, this would be, there'd be some rough things going on in this show. Next up, I've got, this is in no order, by the way. It's just shows I want. Next up would be another show. I'm thinking more like a mini series because it would be like one story to tell. Actually, now that I'm thinking of it out loud, it could be multiple seasons. I'll just tell you. First off, I would call it Knights of the Unknown. So this would take place during the High Republic, which is like, if you don't know, oh my God, High Republic is what, like 1,000 BBY to 500, or is it just everything before the Phantom? I don't fucking know for sure. This would take place during the High Republic, and if you're not too much of like a Star Wars nerd, you can look up a map of this. The Star Wars galaxy, someone made like a map of the Star Wars galaxy with all the planets on it, and basically all the events of the movie, like if this is the galaxy here, if the galaxy is my face, all the events of the movie take place like over here. And this shit, my left eye here is like, they call it the unknown regions. It's like dark space. There's like no light over it. And all the planets are like rogue planets. They don't get any sort of light or anything like that. And there's some really fucked up shit over there. So what this show would be are some like Jedi Knights. And again, during the High Republic, so the Sith are irrelevant. There's pretty much no Sith. It would be the Jedi Knights exploring the unknown regions of the galaxy. So maybe it's a crew of 2 or 3 Jedi Knights going off into the unknown regions. And I specifically wrote here cosmic horror. Come on, I know some of you out there are wiggling, you're scrunching up your toes a bit, you're starting to move your hand in your pants. You know that this shit would be good. You know, like just 2 or 3 Jedis, maybe some. No, honestly, yeah, just 2 or 3 Jedis. They're on a ship. They're tasked with exploring like a few planets, and they just encounter like literal cosmic horror, like monsters and like you know, like the shit from the Solo movie. What were those called? The big octopus things and just big space monsters like that. And they visit some of these planets and find like horrible things, and it's like, I would really want this show to be like almost like scary, almost like a horror show. Not quite like a horror show, like it's not, it shouldn't keep you up at night, but it should definitely be like a little bit of an ominous, scary show. I think I think if you kind of know this era, the High Republic, and you know about the unknown regions of the Star Wars galaxy, then you know that this show would be pretty fucking good. I mean, I would eat this shit up, especially if you had like a really solid story and really solid things going on. And I said at the beginning, now that I think about it, this could be multiple seasons too, because there's just so much of the unknown regions to explore. Um, and it would kind of be something where there's not like a main villain, right? There's no villain. It's just them exploring these like really dangerous, scary places, and maybe they're trying to get back, but they can't. There's so much crap going on. I don't know, something like that. That I would fucking love a show like that. First off, Disney just needs to make more things that happened before the Phantom Menace. They need to make stuff that content that not everything needs to be between 1 and 9. The next one I've got here, I don't know why I just called it Hut Space. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Anyways, so what this show would be, so first off, it would take place any time before the Empire. By the way, I forgot to mention the Underworld show, the lower levels of Coruscant. I forgot to mention that would take place just during like kind of like during the prequel era, the prequel movies 1 through 3. The Hut Space. So we're on Hut Space. I pretty much said this could take place pretty much any time before the Empire. So pretty much any time before Episode 3. Even, yeah, anytime before Episode 3. Even before Episode 1 is fine. And, because the Hutt, if you don't know about the Hutts, Jabba the Hutt, the Hutt clan, it's a gangster clan. It's like the mafia. There's a lot going on there. I specifically wrote Game of Thrones style show. Like a Game of Thrones style kind of Hutt clan show. I thought would be so cool. Like all like the drama and stuff going on, and you could definitely write some really good stories that have to do with that, because the Hutts were a big deal in Star Wars. I mean, they controlled like planets and planets. I mean, the Jedi specifically avoided areas of the galaxy where the Hutts were in control. So like some sort of like Hutt clan drama show. I know, I was thinking about, I'm like, do I really want to watch a fucking show that's just Hutts, fucking slug looking dudes the whole time? Maybe not really. That would kind of get old just watching those, but you could definitely add some like other characters or other clans or I mean, you could make that good. But like a Game of Thrones style Star Wars show that is focused around the Hutts, kind of like how Game of Thrones is focused around like the Lannisters and the Starks, something to that degree. Um, and again, this would be a show I put unlimited seasons. I mean, you could write so much content about the Hutts and things that they do. Maybe how they gain control of Tatooine and those planets around there. And obviously, it'd be kind of, there would be a little bit of fan service there. You could mention some of the Jedi. Obviously, mentioning Jabba the Hutt would be a lot of fan service. There's a lot of fan service potential in that show too. Hopefully that made sense. I feel like I didn't talk too much about that one, but I don't know. Just a show to that degree would be really cool. The fifth and final one I've got here, the last Star Wars media I think Disney should absolutely make. I feel like people have said this one before. It's like the Darth Vader show. A Revan show. A Revan show, guys. If you don't know Star Wars lore too much outside of 1 and 9, Revan is like, you've probably seen pictures of him, I'm sure. He's got like a red lightsaber and a purple lightsaber. He's badass as hell. He's powerful as fuck. In a Revan show would be really, really fucking good, guys. I mean, a Revan show would be, so I would think that I put like 2 seasons here because I don't know how much story there would be after it, but like season 1 would be the Mandalorian Wars, and the Mandalorian Wars were a big deal in Star Wars. This would be what? Old Republic era. Yeah, this would be during the Old Republic, getting towards the High Republic era. Yeah, so you start off with the Mandalorian Wars, which were a huge deal in the Star Wars galaxy, and Revan was a huge deal for the Jedi during the Mandalorian Wars. And then into season 2 would be about him turning into basically a bad, learning about the Sith, joining the Sith Wars, and starting the Jedi Civil War and stuff. So a Revan show would be so fucking good. First off, just Again, exploring the Old Republic would be incredible. Revan is such a cool character. The Mandalorian Wars are such a cool event. And then basically seeing another story of a Jedi turning to the dark side, basically an example other than like Anakin and Count Dooku, I guess, basically, would that would be so fucking awesome, man. I mean, this could be like this would be an amazing show. I know it would. I think the reason, honestly, um, that those are my five shows, by the way. That's all I have to say about the Revan show. It would just be, it would have to be a show about the Mandalorian Wars and then him kind of turning against the Jedi. Now that I'm looking back at these shows, I think the reason, everyone wants shows like these. I think everyone in the comments hopefully will be like, yeah, Grant, you're fucking right. They should make all these. I think the reason that Disney doesn't make shows like this, doesn't make shows that happen before episode one, especially, is because no one knows about it, right? This is especially why, like, I didn't call any of these movies, because if it's a movie and you throw it in theaters, no one's gonna see that. Because, like it or not, maybe you know about Revan, maybe you know about the High Republic or the unknown regions of the galaxy, or lower Coruscant or stuff. But honestly, the average Star Wars fan doesn't. Most Star Wars fans, they've seen 1 through 9. Maybe they've seen the Kenobi show. Maybe they saw a season of Clone Wars. And that's about it. Maybe they dressed up as fucking Boba Fett for Halloween when they were 8. And that's about it. They don't know about all this stuff. And honestly, most of them don't care to. So the reason I think Disney will probably never make any show like that is because there's not enough demand for it, right? It's a business. I mean, Disney's a business, and you got to make shows that people are actually going to go and sit down and fucking make some popcorn and watch. And honestly, while I would really fucking like, because my favorite of all these might actually be Knights of the Unknown, while I would really love a show about in the High Republic era of Jedi Knights exploring the unknown regions of the galaxy in like a cosmic horror type way, most people probably won't, because most people are going to be confused on what's going on. They're going to look at the screen and go, where's Luke Skywalker? Where's Yoda in this? Where's Anakin? Like, oh, is this where Darth Vader show? They're just not going to appreciate it enough. So I doubt that any of these shows will really ever be made. The only one would obviously be the Darth Vader show, which people have been asking for forever, but there's really no sign that will ever get made. So, but yeah, these were just shows that I've really, really wanted and I would love. Andor kicked ass. Andor is amazing, and I think if you just take the people who made that show and made one of these, I mean, I really think it could. There's so much story to tell for Star Wars. That's really the kicker. There's so much story in Star Wars to tell, and they've honestly told so little of it when you really think about it. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought. Those were my 5. Hopefully you were able to even remember them at this point. I ramble and yap a lot, but those were the 5 Star Wars show I want to see one day. Comment what you thought. Comment what shows you want to see. I don't know. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.